JavaScript because that plays a very much important role in this web development. So let's get started with the JavaScript. Still, we can dig more. So this is the first agenda. So also I heard I think we need to wind up at 5:30. So we can cover almost whatever we can. This is one. Afterwards, I do have some special things about the roadmap of the developers. So if you're someone you are in the college or if you want to become different type of developers, right? So how we can get started with what's the thing we need to get into it, like or else web developer, full stack or backend, what are the technology we need to get into it. So what are the basic knowledge that you require to turn into a great developer, right? So we can also cover that. So without wasting any time, I think we can get started. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is where we left yesterday. So it's kind of HTML one. So we don't want to get into once again to the that circle, so that we can do some stuffs with the JavaScript. So for that, right? So we can render the JavaScripts normally rendered in the browser, so that we can open the console. To open the console, right? You just click on the Control-Shift-I, which will use for inspect element. Wherever we can see the what are the code we did in the editor, right? The VS Code, we can also see it here. So this is one useful for this kind of for will be pretty much useful for the developers to let's see if let's say what is going on here, right? So in a container one, I want to see whether what's getting been done. So if you click on this one and click on this one, right? So I can just know what's exactly happening. So from here on, we can do something changing or else applying styles to it, whatever we can do. So also this is most important one. So what the styles applied, so whatever the things done applied so far, right? So it will be applied here. This is one thing. So this is predominantly for front-end development. Basically to view the web page, this is one, but now we can just move to console. So here, if you see here, right? So I think not sure. Let me zoom somewhat. Yeah. Okay. So if you let's say so basically, right? So for designing a page without the logic, right? So without the logic, we can just design a page and we can build a page. Okay, that's no things required. Like let's say we discuss about portfolio, right? The portfolio kind of static page, we need not to bring in any kind of design inside. Sorry, we no need to bring any business logic inside, but we are not trained in that way, right? So it's not our once we get into some project or a product kind of stuffs into the IT industry side, so we need to build a business logic. That's where the JavaScript from a front end, there's a backend stuff involved, like database, API, whatnot. We can discuss about it. But for now, in the front end stuff, there is need to apply a logic. Okay, let's say to trigger an event, or to trigger something, right? Let's say if today is October 9th, right? So let's say if someone's celebrating a birthday, so at a time of 12 a.m., we need to trigger an event. Okay, that's where JavaScript kind of we need to add some business logic. This is kind of, I'm just throwing away the example, but I just making out the example. Okay, like triggering the logic or whatnot to add into your web page, right? So that's where JavaScript plays a pretty much important role. And also it's predominantly same like other language, like if you language, C++, Java or whatnot, that's where. So normally there you will be seeing int for integer, string for storing a sentence, or string, you will be seeing text will be storing as a string and data type. Here we use three different types. So let's get started with this. So let's say there's a var. So var stands for kind of it's just declaring a variable, right? So in any programming language, we need to declare a variable so that we can be reused. So declaring a variable, we have three different types. One is var, another one is let, another one is const. Okay, these are the three different types: var, let, and const. So if you see here, right? So everything, if I type in, these are the keywords. So that's why it's popping out on a different color. So this is one. It's just throwing an error because we haven't done anything, right? So just remove the warning. Yeah. So so these are the three different types we do have. So let's get started with one by one. So where is kind of, so let me explain where to use these three types. Okay, where is kind of data type you can use for declaring a thing. Predominantly this is kind of EX5 syntax. It's a old school method. Okay, so ES5, it's a engine. That's where JavaScript normally runs on a engine. So that's where ES6 nowadays EX6, 7, 8, or it's coming up really super fast. So here in old school is ES65, right? There we used to have a type called var. So var is just declaring a number or declaring a string or whatnot. For using var, you can access anywhere. Okay, access in the sense, let's say there are if you need to access anywhere within a program, right, we can use a var. Okay, let's say if you want to access within a block, let's say what I mean as a block list. So let's say this is one. Okay, so this is within, let's say I want to access within this block, I can use this let. Okay, maybe I will open one more editor so it will be easy. So yeah, I think I can open the VS Code itself. Let me share my entire desktop. Let me share my entire screen. Okay, hope it is visible for everyone. So let's say kind of this is a block. Okay, so let's say I want to write a logic kind of stuff. So let's say I want to write a function. Okay, so let's say this is a function. So function name is kind of add. So add is a function. So we can add a function. Let's say I need to define a block. So within a block, so this is one block. Okay, so to add a kind of stuff, let's say if I got a number input. Okay, so if you're using a var, right? So to put it in the simple words, if you use var, and if I access var equal to 6, so if I declare like this, okay, I can access everything within this function. Okay, so what I mean is var, it's used to access anywhere, even within a function or even outside a function, right? If you have another function, we can access it. That's where the use of to put it in the simple way, this is a global access for computer science backgrounds knowledge students, right? This is called global access. You can use var. Let's say I want to use only within this block. Okay, this is a block. I just want to use this a as a 6. Okay, as a value within a block, right? That's where we need to use here. Okay, so that's where I need to use the let. So let, what we'll do is it will just simply it won't be a global access, it's just gonna access within this what to say, within this group, okay, within this scope. This lifetime of this one, right, accessing only happen within this block. So where can be accessed anywhere, let can be accessed only within this what to say, within this group. This is one. So last thing is const, okay. So if I declare anything as const uses 6, okay, so we can't override any value. This is kind of constant, okay. So if you declare anything as a const, so you can't override the value here. That's the difference between the var, let, and const. You can just drop doubts in the chat box so that I can address if you are if you have some, if you have any queries in this three types, right? So this is just what to say, this is the type which is available in the different types of variable available in the JavaScript. Normally in the Python there won't be have anything like a string or whatnot. In the C or Java, we used to have an integer, we used to have a string or integer double, whatnot. We do have a here kind of many data types, okay. But here it's a super simple. Whatever, if you can just assign integer value to the var, it will work. You can assign string to value to the var, it will work. Whatever you apply, it will work. So that's where like already called out. So this is very super simple instead of complicating too much. So this is one. So these are the three types. So once again, we'll look into here, right? So this is what the three different types. So let's say assigning the variable we just saw, right? Let's say I want to assign a variable comma a comma 8. So if I just want to know the value of the 8, I can just type a and click on enter. I will be getting the value of a. Let's say I want to declare variable b as 10. Okay, my bad. It's 10. So if I see, it's gonna simply gonna pop up like a value of 10. So this is assigning operator. So if you want to add these three things, right? So let's say c equal to a plus b. So click enter, that's it. It's just gonna add simply. So these are the basic arithmetic operators. You guys may become across the programming language like Python or other languages. It's same as this JavaScript. So nothing will be changing. So it's exactly is the same thing. So there's no change in comparing the other programming language, right? So it acts like the same thing. So this is one. So let's say these are the basic type of the operator we do have. So let's maybe just jump into the data types, right? So if you need to see the type, so I'm just declaring the everything, right? I can even declare var noun n equal to as 10. Okay, I have declared the number as 10, it will work. And if also I'm just declaring a string as a boom. Okay, so it will just simply, it will be getting assigned to the string. Okay, so if I do the same type, right, if I do the same type using the data type as var kind of stuff, the other programming language like Python, maybe it's not a good example to compare Python. If I go into the Java world, right, so Java world or C world, so it won't allow me to assign the same thing for a same variable, right? So we need to declare it for a different data type. The variable may be different, but different data type we need to assign. But here we just gonna use simply of var. That's very easy in here. So next up, right? So we can also have JSON type. Okay. So JSON stands for JavaScript object notation. Let's say we need to wrap some everything into a container, right? Let's say I want to wrap my name, age, and mobile number inside a single object. Okay, I can't go like assign like name equal to me and also variable number equal to my phone number or whatnot, right? I can't simply gonna assign like three different things, like, so put it into the wrapping up everything as a single one. That's where Java JSON plays a it just make our life simple. Okay, let's say I just want to wrap everything at a single one. What we can do is, let's declare a var. So this is for data type var, and let's say I've just used the details. I just, this is where Java JSON stand for. If you need to curly braces, we just add this curly braces. After this, here we need to assign as a key value pair. Okay, normally key stands for the left hand side of the colon operator. Let me put it in this way, right? So this is name. So name's a key, and also, yeah, this is value. Okay, this is a name is a key, this is a value. So I just added this one to this details JSON. Okay, let me add one more thing, maybe what to say, maybe a mobile number. So whatever, right? So whatever, so if I just click on this, so if I just need to access everything, just simple, right? So within the details, I do have whatever. I just add a name or number. Maybe for whatever the other stuffs, if you need to collect 10 different items, right? It's not mandatory to assign like this one. So you just gonna take it as everything, like to put it in the simple words for the computer science students, like it's just the class. Okay, we in the class we do have some data types or variables, so we just gonna wrap everything into a class. So like this, as a JSON also plays like that. Okay, this is a JSON type. In the JSON, we just gonna wrap everything. Maybe we can have a 10 different keys, 10 different value, and we can access like this. So this is one way of accessing. One more way of accessing. Let's say I need to access only my name because I don't want my mobile number. So if I need to access only my name, let's say I will click on details and dot, and what's it's if I need to access a mobile or name, that's it, simple. Whatever we need to access within the object, we need to use a dot operator to get into it. This is the JSON. So this is one predominantly if you use come to the API side, right? Like interacting with database and front end. So that's where every object, okay, every response from the database, let's say, okay, let me explain with one example. Okay, let's say I from the front end, okay, from the front end website, I need to using my name. Okay, using my name, I need to fetch my mobile number. Okay, I need to fetch my mobile number, I need to fetch where I am, and I need to fetch whatever the other details which is correspond to me. Okay, in front end, in the web browser, you will be giving this as input. Okay, in the output response from the database, you will be searching from this one, name as a thing you will be searching. So response, like, okay, response from the database is everything will be wrapping as a JSON one. Okay, like if the input of the website web page I am giving as a name as an input, it will just gonna hit the database, and from the DB it will just fetch every details, and the response of the database will be JSON. The structure of the any response of the database will be kind of a JSON one. That's where it will be super simple for the front-end developers to access everything in the one go, instead of returning one by one, right? It's a very awkward. Okay, so that's why we put everything together and just simply use it as simple thing. So this is one. Also, let's get over the array, right? Maybe I can just refresh that page. Okay, yeah. So let's say there is an array concept as well here. Let's say I have an array of number. I have an array of a number. So this is array. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, or this one. That's it. So this is one more data type which we discussed, right? Like a string or integer or number, decimal. This is also array which is available in other program language also, but here we will be using same syntax. There is nothing differs. So this is one which will be used for many of storing the value or retrieving by using the index, right? So if I need to get from index of 0, I can get this one. Or if index of 2 or 3, I will be getting this one. This is very super simple. This is what I'm trying to explain is this. It won't be getting too much of whole different thing from other programming language. If you know any one at least programming language, this will be easy. If you haven't learned any programming language, that's fine. That's totally fine. You can get started with the JavaScript by basically knowing this concept. You can just, if you need it, you can also jump into a Java or whatever the other programming language you like. So this is very super simple for everyone as a beginner or whatever the other department like. So for everyone to get started with the JavaScript, it's very super simple, like what we are seeing here, right? This is one. So let's say, okay, let's get some example. Okay, we are done with the array. So we can next move into the array method. Okay. So there's lots of method which is available inside this array. So let's say I want to join everything. Okay, I want to join everything as a single one. If I need to output this, right, either way to do this, when I can just give output like this, or else I want to join everything as a single at one shot. Okay, what I can do is it's kind of do like num dot. So you can see there is lots of method available. Okay, you can just try everything one by one. So I just gonna using join. I just gonna join everything using plus operator or pipe operator. Yeah, this is a pipe operator. So using I just join as a string. Okay, I had an array of numbers and I need to join everything on one go. By using a join operator, I can do like simple. There is plenty of things. Find, reduce. There is plenty and plenty. If I need to see the length, I can do it. So this is very super simple. You can. I just don't want to get everything over it. You can just try it out. And if you need to pop, right? So I need to give a pop value. Okay, yeah. So if you need to pop, right, it will be popping out the last value. If I need to push, it will be pushing into the first array of the list. So drop here, if I popping a value, it will be popping from the backside. If I just once again fit here, so the last value will be removed. That's where we use the pop operator. This is the some kind of what to say. These are the popular or useful method which is being available in the for using this one for arrays, right? So these are the popular inbuilt function. Okay, we no need to write any code. Instead of finding a function or finding a length or popping an element, we no need to write any code, whereas simply we just gonna take the actual output using the function. This is one. Also if you need to find out the date and time, right, instead of looking onto the clock, if you're looking onto the watch, right, you can simply use the date. So that's it. So instead of seeing into the watch or whatnot, so you can just simply using the date object, you can just get the date of the current one and what are the standards we follow, GMT, everything will be inputting from there. So there's a lot of things, right? So if you need to, let's say if you need to do lots of process using a date, time, or month, you can simply use the date object so that it will be super simple for you. Also, one more function I need to call us, it's a random. Okay, random we can import from the math. This is a library. From the math library we do have plenty of things. So from there on I just gonna take a random. So random, this is a function I need to call. So that's it. So let's say kind of typically a random number you generating ID. Maybe you're doing a pet project or what kind of project you do, right? So in some case, if you need to generate a random ID, you just no need to code anything. Okay, you just gonna simply call this, and if you need to convert into a string or whatnot, we can just use this for kind of math function. It will just get anything simple out of this. Let's say if you need to generate a random number between a 0 to 10. So let's say I just gonna use math dot actually caps. At the dot, I just gonna use the floor. I will explain what floor does. Also, this where I'm just gonna random number, and I just gonna generate anything within a 10. Okay, so that's it. If I use something, it will just keep on going, generating any number within this function, right? So what float does is it will just let's say math.random, it will gonna return one floating number, which will be floored. Floor function. Let's say if output is 4.52, right? If it will just gonna float to your lowest value, it will just float to a 0.4 instead of 0.5. Okay, let's say if I use seal function, okay, math.seal, so it will just take let's say same example. Okay, if I use a seal function, uh, 4.5, right? So no, it's not 4.5. Let's say 4.8, 4.82. So let's say if I use math.seal, it will just simply seals to my next to the highest number. So 4.82 will be converted into 4.9. Whereas if I use math.floor, okay, it will just gonna pull me down. If I do 4.8 with the floor, it will be bringing me to 4.8. This is the useful for math.floor and math.seal. These are the two functions we can use. So generating a number within a 10 count, we can usually simply use this one as what we have seen now. So this is one. So let's say another thing. So this is the I had for this kind of random kind of function we can use here. So from here on, right? So these are the common thing we used to have it in JavaScript. Maybe if you have some knowledge in other, it will be very simple. If you have a beginner here, you just know, you need to know how it will gonna work. Like we saw, right? Ascending operator, different type of operator. So this is what we will have it here. So basically, these are the basic stuffs we do follow it in JavaScript. So by using it, we can build a business logic in front end also, so that if something API calls goes to the backend, it's the returning the values, right? So what are the values you'll be getting from the backend? So we will be handing over to the front end. What I mean is front end page, right? So this is one. So yeah, so this is just a quick get started with the JavaScript. So let me move on to some other different topics so that we can gain some more out of it. So for now, right, this is fine to get started with web development, like HTML, basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is fine to build a web page. So some may be having a question, what is next? Okay, so next one, this is the basic knowledge. By using it, you can build a page, you can color, you can design the UX page, you can build a page, and you can deploy the page, whatever you can do. This is a one. Also the second one, like, so what can we do after this? So this is the pretty much the important topic, I would say, or important things which will be most useful, value added for you guys. So let's say if you have some decent level of knowledge on these three, so let's say we can just get into onto the framework. So that's the next goal, to get into a framework. So I just took this article from the Medium. I will credit them. So this is the stuffs we did so far, right? We learned the basic HTML, CSS, Java. We done with that. Afterwards, these are the basic stuff to get started with the front end development. Okay. Next up is how to make a call from the front end or API kind of stuff, right? So also we also saw JSON, right? So JSON, HTTP. So we saw everything. So this is kind of to get started with the front end development. Let's say if you have some basic knowledge of here, right? So we can get into a Git. Okay, let me open that one. So So Git, right? So this is really what to say, super feature, or I won't say it's a feature. This is a super helpful for developers. So that's where you can work collaborative. Okay. So let me give a brief intro of what is Git, so that you can have a better understanding of it. So Git, there is plenty of things. There is a GitHub, there is a GitLab or whatnot. There's plenty of things around, but Git normally used for collaborating the work. Let's say in a team, consider there is a 5 different developers. Uh, One may work on one feature, another may work on another feature, and goes on, right? But end of the day, we need to wrap everything into a single one, so that we need to deploy into the single web page, right? Even for this one, right? In a single web page, person A can work on something, person B can work on something, and so on. So that, but at the end of the day, we need to collaborate everything onto one. That's where Git plays a very much cool role. So let's say by using a Git, right? User one can push this code to the repository. So normally in the GitHub, they will be calling as the code base, whatever the code we do, right? We will be calling it as a repository. So from there on, we can push the every code into the what to say, into a repo. Let me show you one. Hope it's not logging. Not sure what's my okay. I think I need to log on to the other browser. Let me pull one more browser. Okay, here, right? So let's say having a different type of repository. Okay, so I have plenty of other stuffs, maybe test repo, whatever, right? So I'm just opening this one. Okay, so let's say I am having this file index.html. This is the file we used to have here. So let's say one developer can add this file, as well as the other developer can add one more file, as well as go on, right? So we can add everything, and this is where we can push everything together. Okay, let's say 5 different files will be adding from the 5 different developers. By using the Git, we can easily simply merge everything on a single go. On a one shot, we can merge everything as a single thing, so that we can easily process, bundle everything together and simply deploy. This is pretty much useful for the as a developer. We need to know what is the Git and how to use it. So this is the high level overview of the Git, how the Git works, right? Main to get our pointers there, like if you need to add some code to the repo, or if you need to add some changes to the code, right? You just gonna add in your local machine, you just push it to your server. Whatever the code you do on your local, it will be updated here, so that from other user, like I can take the code from here, I can do some changes, I can deploy. This is the predominant use of the Git. This is one. So let's say, once again, coming back to this one, right? So that's it. We just had some brief intro about the basic web development, also Git. So this is the overall architecture. So next up, we need to design a web page. Okay, basically on a day one, we can't build a beautiful UI. Okay, we can't build a beautiful UI on a single go. So it will require a tentative, or else it will be a rapid kind of thing, I will say. It won't be super easy to build a super cool web page on a one go. So you just need to improve the UI day by day. So it's not a simple thing, putting everything onto the day one itself, building a super cool web page, deploy. No, it won't be the same case, right? So you need to add some CSS part, add some styling, modify, remove. You just do the cosmetic changes. You can do one by one, right? So it's not mandatory to put everything on a single day. So that's one. We need to improve the CSS part. So this is the second thing. One is basic learning of HTML and web development. This is one. Second thing is improving your CSS. This is really most important thing. as well as from so this is what I'm trying to say. Next up is what we just need to move into framework. I know for past 2 days I just saying framework, but what is exactly the framework was? So framework is kind of like I said, right? So we no need to reinvent the wheel, okay? In the framework already everything will be available, or let's say there will be a wrapper, right? So everything will be available in the framework. Let's say you take a framework like Angular or React, everything will be available within a framework. You just need to code, that's it. But if you use normal HTML CSS, right? So without using framework, it's fine for the normal project. Let's say if you are doing a college project or pet project, that's totally fine. But let's say if you are doing kind of a project which requires for the client or production level, normal HTML will never work. So I mean, what I mean is, without a framework, it will be nightmare for us. That's where we are just going to loop in this framework. So this is what in the left side, if you can see, is like kind of a styling part, CSS part. That's it. If you see here, right, we need to pick a framework. That's up to you, we or you. Okay, you can either use there is a plenty of framework available, guys. You can go with whatever you wish. Maybe if you want to get started quickly, and if you want to build a page quickly, you can get started the React. So that's where this one we see here, right? There is a React, Angular, Vue. So this three is predominantly used for building a web page. Okay, you can build a web page, as well as you can also view it in the mobile if it's responsive. We can use on a mobile view on a web browser. This is one. But if you wish to convert the same code, okay, if you wish to convert the same code into a mobile app, okay, native app. What I mean is deploying the app to the native Play Store. That's we can do with using Angular, React, or Vue.js or whatnot. So that's where there is lots of other third party like 𝗥𝗏𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁.js. There is Rid, there's Ionic. So these are the other three stuffs. Let me show it. So yeah, so this is one. Okay, so let's say you have built one website. Okay, you are built one web page which is maybe a web app. Okay, you are built one more one feature which you like to let's say to do app. Okay, so to do app you are built, so that you need to deploy to the your native stores like iOS and Android. So what we can do is, we just gonna take this React code or Angular or what are the framework code. We just gonna take everything. After that, you just gonna wrap using the 𝗥𝗏𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. So what this will do is, it's kind of container. So it will put everything. What I mean is, everything your page like a web page, it will be converted into native app. So what we can achieve is kind of you will be having a single code base. Okay, you will be having a single code base which you can be running in the website, and you can deploy your app in the native Play Store. You can do everything. That's the pretty much cool stuffs, right? So you can use 𝗥𝗏𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. This I called that one, right? This is 𝗥𝗏𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. One more thing, Ionic also available. You can also build you can also use that. So that's up to you. This is one. Also yeah, by using a web developer, right? Even if building a web pages, if you think you need some native apps, by using the capacitor or else for React Native kind of stuffs, you can, if you need to build a web app, you no need to start from beginning. Okay, you just gonna code once and use anywhere. That's the tagline for this one, right? So this is one. So afterwards, we need to concentrate on the state management. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, state management. Without a state management, none of the app works. Okay, so what is exactly state manage does? So let's say let me take the food ordering app example. Okay, you are just open the food ordering app. You're just opening the app. After that, you are just adding 2 3 foods items to your cart. and you just simply you add a call, you are getting a call, you are attending that, or you suddenly saw a WhatsApp message, you're just going back to that one. But if you revert back to the page, right, they revert back to the web page, right, or else native app, whatever the items which you added in the cart, which should be maintained. Okay, so let's say you added a 10 different item. If all of the sudden it just disappear as we are using other app, so that's very a bad experience ever. So that's where state management plays a pretty much important role. If you use a state manage like RJX, there is many things. Like I just don't want to put everything on a single session, right? I just naming out, I just calling out. You can just know it out like RJX, there is a Redux, there is n number of stuffs. Okay, by using that you can manage the state. Like let's say you are adding a cart, you are adding item to the cart, and you are routing between a 10 different apps. You are just once again reverting to the once again the order food ordering app. It should maintain the state, right? It should maintain the item which are added to the cart. That's where it's kind of state management. This is one example. Also for pretty much for other example also, it is valuable, it's value added. So without a state management we can't do anything in the web page. So this is an external thing, so it won't affect internally, but to build a super cool web app or native app, we need to maintain a state management. This is one. So yeah, from there on, that's it. So I don't have much from here on. So this is predominantly for front end the developers. So let's say, so these are the three different paths. Okay, so you can be a front end developer, or else you can be a back end developer, or you can be a DevOps. DevOps is kind of adding every code, maybe to put it in the simple words. As a DevOps engineer, you will be combining every code onto one, and you just go and deploy. That's where the develop engineer does the job for you. It's up to you. You can choose front end career or a back end career or a full stack career. That's up to you. But what my kind request is like, if you learn one thing, make sure you are just done with the basic. Okay, without knowing the basic, we can't able to shine anywhere. Okay, basic is so important. So that's where you can maybe for upgrading. Okay, you are upgrading from one stage to the another. Basic will plays a very much important role. So yeah, so I think this is what I have so far. So I think let's open for 10 minutes QA or whatnot. If you have some queries, I think we can. Okay, okay. So is my audio is not audible? I saw a comment. I could not hear you.
No, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. So coming back to this one, right? I think, yeah, I think we can open for next 10 minutes for QA. Maybe kind of you can throw whatever the queries you have related to the web development or related to the full stack or related to the job or career, whatnot. You just shoot there so that let's make use of for 10 minutes so that you guys can make much use of me. Yeah. So two silence in the room. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. So I said like if you have any queries, you can just shoot in the comment box so that I can answer it. You are not audible. Uh, guys, is my voice audible or else it's only for
Sir, you
Roshni?
are audible. I think, sir, mobile's problem.
Okay. I think probably okay. So you are okay. That's fine. Please send the code in official group. So code in the sense, what do you mean by which code you are referring to? Adash Kumar Gupta. So you guys, so clear in that. So that's where the silence is, or else what's going on, or else you guys are good. So is everyone clear with whatever I said, or whatever you guys have on your mind? Is that clear from your guys' side? Is that why the comment box is empty? Okay, it's clear. Perfect. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's so silence out here. Okay, so still I think I could see. Okay, still my voice for Roshni, it's not audible for you alone. I'm not sure. So if everyone are fine in the sense, I think we can wrap this section now. Okay, so okay, at last I got one question. Okay, share some tips for like we discussed, right? For the freshers, right? So let's say if you wanna get into the maybe a full stack development is too much. Maybe to get into the fast level or the front end development. So like we spoke for the past 2 days, you just have some pages built by your name. That's where you can showcase, or else what to say, have some experience on that, because nowadays it's not mandatory to complete the 4 years of the engineering to get a job, right? Even you are a college first year or whatnot, there's plenty of options available, or there is lots of option available in this internet via the maybe Upwork job. It's a kind of a part-time job, so we can see Upwork or freelancing jobs. There's plenty much again available. So to answer to your question, right? So you just learn basic whatever we discussed so far. Like you just learn basic stuffs about the HTML basic concept. So from there on, you just straight away start to building a web page. Maybe it won't be a small thing, that's totally fine. Maybe if you don't have any idea, if maybe someone may ask like, I don't have any idea, but what can I do? So to answer to them, right, you just clone the web page, okay? Clone for a personal use. If you're cloning, that's not a problem. So if you're cloning for a production level, that's where you're running into a problem, okay? So to get started with, you can start cloning any of the website or else any of the application. If you see in the web page, right, you can just start cloning it, so that you can get some experience, okay? You can have something to put on your resume, or else if you just put everything like industry visit or whatnot. So to be unique from the others, right, you just put something value added to this, like you can just put into some of the framework, but my only kind of thing is, just don't dump everything on your resume, like front end, back end, everything. So it will be a overkill, so that as an interviewer, he may ask too much to you. That's where, so you just keep it simple, you just keep your resume simple, so that from there on, you just put it down to, if you take your front end up, right, you just put whatever the you did so far, like you may use the CSS part, I am well versed in CSS part, or else I am well versed in writing a business logic, or else I am well versed in designing a page, or it's kind of like that. So you just clone a web page, you just apply some your thoughts around it, you just deploy it, that's it. So from there on, right, so that's where you can gain your knowledge by step. So it's not really easy to be a good developer on a day one itself, right? Okay, so it's totally fine if you build a one day one, if your web page looks so weird, that's totally fine. But you just do some improving by day, so it will be really helpful for you to shine in the interview, maybe to be from others, right? So to be unique from others, you just get started with any of their own framework, like maybe there's plenty of job agate for this one, right? Even whatever kind of in this we have affected, right, whatever the COVID or whatever the hell, but still there is a plenty of job opportunity for this one kind of React developers, or else JavaScript developers, or Angular developers. There is a pretty much open opportunity, there's worldwide. So that's where you just never stop learning, you never stop earning for due to this one. So you can apply anywhere. There is plenty of job openings in the online. You just gonna apply to get so everyone can apply, right? Even zero knowledge folk can apply to that job. But the thing is whether you can shine, whether you can move to the second round or this next round. That's where in your resume, if you add some this kind of the latest technology, right? So kind of what I called out, like the front end development, so that you just add some on onto it, and just you mention the project, and you just also mention the link to your project, so that the interviewer can he can have the better view of you, so that he may know this guy have some extra knowledge compared to others, so that you have a pretty much 99% higher opportunity to go onto the next level. Yeah, so this is one. Okay. So one more question I got. Okay, can you describe difference between inline? Okay, still the okay inline. Okay, inline element block. You are referring to the today's session, or else for yesterday one. Inline stands for like inline. It's normally we use for CSS part, but you are which one you are referring to? This is one. Maybe you can you just briefly type the question so that I can answer according to you. Okay, Rajesh Kumar, shall I start with the freelancing when I learn the WordPress? One doubt. That's asking, sir. Don't. Okay, yeah. See, if you go on, if you view the Upwork website, right? So Upwork, you can just Google it now itself. If you are in front of the laptop, you just Google it the Upwork, or else there is plenty of freelance job again. So there is a role for WordPress. Okay, there is a job opportunity for WordPress. There is job opportunity for Wix. There's a job opportunity for everything. Only the thing is you can apply. That's not going to be a problem. But if you want to go on to the next level, right, if you have some knowledge on WordPress or else in Wix, that's fine for now. But if you think you need to shine to the next level, that's where you will be getting differentiated from others. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for WordPress developer. You can apply there and get a contract for it. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think I'm running out of the time, so it's almost 5:31. This is one. So also, so yeah, guys, many of them are asking for the attendance sheet, so you can kindly pass on to them. Okay, so Rajesh, yeah, that's totally fine, Rajesh. You are from mechanical and engineering or whatnot, so that does not matter, right? Even from the arts or whatnot, whatever the degree you do or whatever the background you have, that's none of the problem, right? So even computer and CS students, how many of them have the well versed in the front end development, right? So it's not a big deal, okay? It's not a problem whether you are in other department. It's easy to shine in this one if you have the willingness to learn. Yeah. Okay, so completed being okay. How to get a very fastly? Okay, okay, very fastly. Okay. Oh, that's a very pretty much interesting one, right? So very fastly, yeah, you can even get a job by this week or next week. But the one condition is you just need to know some. You just start coding, right? You just do some project. You just put it onto your portfolio, or else you can create your account in LinkedIn or Upwork or all the freelance profile. You just create your account. Yeah, Sanjay. So you can create everything. So you just start building your knowledge. You just improve your knowledge by getting your hands dirty on this one, the frameworks, so that by using it, so client will be reaching out to you, or else you can reach out to them. That's vice versa. You can, everything is possible. Only basic criteria is, so you just don't rush, okay? You just want to get a job, you just don't rush. You just take a month, or else take a 2 weeks, 2 full weeks, 2 weeks. You just almost, if you build a one app, right? If you build a one app, you just take everything. You just we discuss about state management, we discuss about CSS or whatnot. You just build everything on a single go, so that you can have that value added your experience to your portfolio. So that's where client can will be approaching you to you. So it's not, I am repeating one more time. So it's not about how fast you are getting a job. It's really important how well you are well versed in this technology. That's the only thing. If you are well versed, that's it. You won't run behind the jobs, right? You can get plenty of contract, okay, contract based jobs. So just one kind thing is, you just get started with this technology as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's almost time. So if there is no other questions, I think we can wrap this one. I think we can hand this one to the respective host also. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for clarifying the doubts of participants patiently. Pleasant evening, everyone. Witnessing the same level of energy for continuous 3 days is somewhat special and magical. Now it's time for recognition from club president. Now I request Dr. 𝗀𝗏𝗏 to recognize our trainer. 𝗀𝗏𝗏,
Yeah, it's yeah, yeah.
yes.
Money share the photo. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable presence of making these 3 days. Thank you so much, sir. This Rotakaba farm to Majestic still. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the presence, sir.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Moving to the next part of agenda, event report by event secretary. Now, I request Dr. Manikandan, event secretary, to present the event report.
A warm, majestic greeting to one and all present here. Myself, Manikandan, Event Secretary of Master of Hope. I am very glad to present you the Secretary report of this event. We have conducted 3 days workshop on web development. This session was handled by Mr. Annamalai Selvam sir, full stack developer, mentor, and a tech speaker. From 7th October 2020 to 9th October 2020. We had a total of 301 registration, and on day 1 we had 146 participants. On day 2 we had 112 participants, and on day 3 we had 102 participants from various sectors all across India. Thank you.
It's a crystal clear report, event secretary. Well done. Next part, closing thoughts by event chairman. Now, I request Protractor Pooja, event chairman, to deliver the closing thoughts.
I think that we all had a resourceful section regarding getting started with web development. It was totally a fun-filled and useful section. Thanks for being with us, sir. I thank my club members who gave their support throughout the event. Special thanks to 𝗪𝗚𝗏 our club president 𝗪𝗚 and 𝗪𝗚𝗏 for their immense support. I thank all the participants who made this event into a great success. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, event chairman. Next, vote of thanks by event secretary.
Good evening, all. As all good things come to an end in life, so is the webinar. On behalf of Rotary Club of Coimbatore Majestic, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who are directly and indirectly contributed to this 3-day webinar on web development organized by our club. At the outset, I thank our resource person, Mr. Annamalai Selvam sir. You are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence, sir. We are thankful to our Honorable President for his continuous support. A special thank to his organizing committee for the unflinching support and coordination. My heartfelt thanks to our active participants, not only from other road tractor clubs, but also from general public. You share our success of this event. With these warm words and kind message, we move to the end of this web development webinar series. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manikandan. Moving to the final part, adjournment.
Yes, the final part of our workshop. The Rotary Club of Coimbatore Majestic conducted the webinar on Master of Web is hereby adjourned.
Thank you, Lokeshwaran.
And thank you so much all participants for being a 3 days of workshop. Thank you so much. And the certificate link will be shared. You can get the certificates through it.
Yeah, okay, thanks, guys. So thanks for being there for 3 days long. So hope you have gained some knowledge out of it. So yeah, so looking forward to meet you all soon. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.